These lanterns that I lit to get the first heart piece of the game, there's kind of a story to that for me. The first time that I got all the heart pieces in this game, I didn't know that you had to light those lanterns. I just kind of passed them by because they seemed like insignificant background details. And so, that ended up being the last heart piece that I collected, even though it's the first one that you're supposed to get. There's a fortune teller in the game later that tells you, or doesn't directly tell you where heart pieces are, but shows you the general positioning that they are. And what she shows is just this forest. She doesn't show that cave. So it kind of confused me. It took me forever to look through this forest and eventually find that screen. But whatever, incompetence aside, opening this door has its own cutscene. It's only a split-second cutscene, but it has its own camera angle and everything. All the gameplay pauses just for that. Just kind of an interesting decision. I wanted that rupee. Darn it, loading zones. Not that it's important. You get way too many rupees in this game anyway. It's actually hard to get to a point in the game where you have fewer... Well, one thing about this game is, you start with a wallet of 300 rupees, I believe. I think it's 300, unless it's 100 and then it's 300. I can't remember off the top of my head, but... Hello, bird. Related to Nest Head from earlier. Or not related to. Scratch that. What was I saying? Whenever you open treasure chests with rupees in them, if the rupee count is like 10 or higher, maybe it's 20 or higher, then if you have close to your maximum amount of rupees in your wallet already, then it'll say, but it can't fit in your wallet now, so let's put it back. And it's always annoying. Even though it's meant to be, like, considerate, it's just, darn it, all I wanted was 5 more rupees, and I can't get them because this 20 rupee red rupee won't fit in my wallet. Speaking of wanting 5 rupees, they just passed me on by. Rupees are just being really elusive today. Alright, back up a little, kids. I think I only hit him, I didn't hit the gate. Or the cage, whatever this is. This should be working. There we go. I never completely understand why they just sit there. We broke open the gate for them. You'd think their first instinct would be to run outside of the area where their cage was, but no. Just stands there with a doofy expression. And I like this for some reason. Me and that monkey would have gotten eaten, probably. Something about that line just sounds like underplaying the situation a little bit. Okay, I promise not to tell your parents that you were out in the woods. I promise this because Colin's dad already knows. Yeah, I have noticed something strange about the woods. It is Twilight, and that is important. If you are lucky, you may even get to meet Princess Zelda. Ah ha ha ha! Ah ha! Ah ha ha! That's never going to happen. It's totally going to happen. Then again, there are plenty of Zelda games in which you never see Zelda. Such as Link's Awakening. Zelda is mentioned exactly once in that game, and never at any point again is she even referenced. So it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for this game to just say, hey, you might even get to meet Princess Zelda, and then just have her never show up. But no, it is clearly foreshadowing. Now, we get to play a horseshoe plant. We don't just play ferns, we play other kinds of plants as well. We are just a musical mastermind. Hey. Yeah, another required goat segment. I'm going to be 100%ing this game, so I'm not just going to be showing the required parts. But it is, you know, just silly that you have to do this twice. This is part of your adventure, is herding goats. And this time you have to herd 20 goats. Because he somehow accumulated 10 more goats in the time that it took just in the one day. Or maybe he had 10 goats already, and they were just all in the barn already, and I don't know, whatever. Point is, I'm going to be skipping the rest of this because it's boring looking. Just this one ornery goat. Move faster, you stupid kid. Get it? Alright. We have finished our chores once again. Whenever he says it was 1 minute 41 seconds faster than usual, that's in relation to 3 minutes. So, I don't know what he says if you take longer than 3 minutes, and frankly I don't want to find out because that would take 3 whole minutes. And that is just far too long. Even though in real life I'm sure it would take a whole lot longer than 3 minutes to herd a bunch of goats into a barn. I don't really know that, but just assuming. Listen to this graduation music. It's totally what this is. This cutscene kind of bothers me for a few reasons. Hey, Walrus Man. The royal gift isn't really a great gift. I know what it is because there's a little bit of dialogue later that says what it is, but it's just kind of an off-the-beaten-path detail that's mentioned once. There are a lot of things in this game like that. What's happened? She's injured, isn't she? How can you tell? Her character model's the same. She just looks like a horse. Father? How dare you be so nice? You're such an inconsiderate mayor. I should be the mayor. You should die soon so I can inherit your position. And then they just look at each other. Well, I don't know how he looks because he doesn't seem to keep his eyes open very much, but... Well, referring to Mayor Bo, obviously. He's the one with his eyes closed. He is Brock. I just like when they look at each other, it's kind of like a comedy duo. But then she takes the horse away, and that's annoying because the horse doesn't seem injured at all. And then Mayor Bo is like, ugh, this won't do. We're going to be late if she goes to the spring and heals the horse for 3 seconds. Because the horse does, or not the horse, the spring actually does heal you if you stand in it, if you're low on health. And it doesn't take long at all for you to heal, so I doubt it would be very different with an animal. Actually, I know it wouldn't be different with an animal, but I'm not going to explain why, because that would be spoilers. Hey, that's a cute little dance you got there. It's almost like you got a... Oh! Botched Monsters, Inc. quote. Hey, let me borrow that wooden sword. See, I was just told that I shouldn't go into the forest. But if I have that wooden sword, then I should go into the forest again. This is a but thou must moment. If you say sorry, kid, he just keeps asking. And he is so excited that he repeats his sound clip. I like the frozen squirrel on the screen. This is a great line. What's so fun about swinging something like that around anyway? I hate it, it's scary. But when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you, Link. The thing about being Link, you should probably know this, but kind of his defining characteristic as a video game character is that he swings a sword. All the time. So, yeah, you're gonna have to rethink some life choices if you want to grow up to be like Link, I'm afraid. They say money doesn't grow on trees. But there are rupees in every tree in this game. At least I think that's true. Let's test that theory. Yeah, there we go. It's true so far. This is the only crawl space in the whole game. That's not true. This is the only crawl space that you, see Link like this in. There are other crawl spaces that are smaller than this, but just one of those things that is pretty much only utilized one time. And Colin's being nice. Clarifying the situation. Calming everyone down. I wasn't worried about the horse. You were worried. I figured the injury wasn't too serious. Then again, I know nothing about horses, so... Can you promise me this? Just don't do anything out of your league. And come home safely. Alright. I promise that nothing bad is going to happen to me or anyone else. Looks like that promise has just been broken. Yeah, I would say this is probably a bad thing. Yep, that looks like something bad happened. And yeah, I would also say that qualifies as something bad happening. Yeah, none of this is going well. It's a good thing they bothered to pick her up after she lands face first in the water, though. That's very considerate of them. Otherwise, she would have a kind of embarrassing demise, drowning in an inch of water. Here is the unknown descendant of Shrek. That bit always confuses me whenever he's looking around, as he's standing over Link. I'm not sure if he was just looking around to see if there was anyone else there. Well, that's probably what he was doing, but I don't know if he noticed Link or not. Fine time to wake up, Link. Everyone is gone. Quickly, let's run the only direction that they could have went. Link has a slightly goofy run. But in this time of need, it is appropriate. Oh no, it is the symbol from Xenoblade Chronicles. I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles, so I don't know how accurate that is. It just looks familiar to me. Yeah, Link's day is just not going well. First he had extra chores to do, and now this. Maybe next his cereal is going to be soggy. And he'll have to pay his taxes. You feeling okay there, Link? Need some Tylenol? And the 3D model of a wolf just kind of pops out of his normal model, and we call that a transformation. Link makes a handsome wolf, though. Not that I have much to judge about that. If you haven't guessed, we are in the Twilight now. And it is really frickin' pretty. Yes, I would love to save. Since one thing has happened now.